Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, and I'm back. Bet y'all thought I gave up on these videos, but I didn't. I just life, right? But let's stop with the excuses and get to work, right? So today's video is going to be about 8 ways that your body is letting you know that you need more carbs. Now, before we get into it, I noticed that you guys are really into the anything health-wise, be it the podcast, be it the videos. So I will be speaking about a little bit of everything, to be honest. Like, I don't have solid topics. I'm just going to be doing lifestyle videos. I'm going to be doing health videos, just overall videos of things I love to talk about, that I am informed about, and never, in no way am I trying to sound like a know-it-all. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just helping you, understand something maybe that you don't understand right now. I'm trying to give you tips and tricks on what I do, or things that I've learned, or things that I've mastered, or things that I'm learning, so we can learn together. Okay? What is that? It's messy. But there is 8 ways that your body could be telling you that you need some carbs, baby. Now, everyone's like, oh my God, no, I'm on a no carb diet. Now, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the no carb diet. So, when you automatically feel like you need to eat healthier, you kind of steer away from the carbs or the unhealthy foods, or just take out carbs completely. You could take carbs out of your diet either little by little, or keep things with carbs in it. You don't have to eliminate it for these reasons, because we do need carbs in our diets. It all depends on how you intake it, right? So these are my notes. I type these all the time, except the ones like with pictures and stuff. That's because I copy and paste, and then the pictures come with the info. But I study these all week for you guys. So one way. Number 1, your body's letting you know, hey, I need more carbs because you are craving junk foods. So one of the first signs that you're running low on carbs is that you want to intake more like sweets and cookies, and you see them, and you're realizing that you're not getting enough fuel. So you think, hey, I'm just gonna eat junk food. Like, I can't cook a meal, let me go get a bag of chips. Oh, I can't really go to a fast food restaurant right now, let me just eat this cookie to hold me down, or let me eat this chocolate bar to hold me down. So it just doesn't work like that. Your body doesn't function enough like that. It's gonna be, wasteful energy, because whatever it is that you're eating might fill you up, but they're called empty carbs. So it's basically, you're intaking the calories, but the carbs won't last as long in you to energize you enough, if that makes any sense. So when the body realizes that it's not getting enough carbs or like fuel, it needs to function properly. So when it believes your body's like, oh, I don't have carbs in me, I'm hungry right now. So you think, oh my God, I'm hungry, let me just stick anything in my mouth and eat it, and then now I'm not hungry. No, honey. Stay away from the junk food. Stay away from the chocolates. It's hard. I know, ladies, it's hard, but I'm telling you, I've trimmed down a lot, and it's easier for me to trim my muscles because I stay away from anything carbohydrated, any sodas, any chips, any cookies. I love cookies. During my moon day, which is what I'm gonna call my period now, my moon semester. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna call my period, so it could be less vicious. So during my moon semester, I do kind of intake cookies. I get chocolate. I really love a Snickers bar because it just has peanuts and all that good stuff that I use as an excuse to fill me up, right? But that is like once a month. Sometimes I'll have, like, listen, in all diets, I know people that have been on keto that gain weight instead of losing it. I know people that have cut certain foods off but eat more of another food. It's all in your intake. Make sure that your body's getting your proper intake so that you can do what you're saying. If you want to lose weight, make sure that your intake on whatever is triggering fats lowers, so that it can make sense with whatever it is that you have added. Don't mind my hair. I promised I was gonna be cute for these Friday videos, but it's just, I wake up so early, I forget. Number 2, you have some fatigue and you feel like your brain is fogging up. You feel like you can't think. So while you're feeling really tired, it could be caused by many things, and it's a common symptom is just not enough carbs. You're not having enough carbs in your diet, and since what glucose is a necessary kind of fuel that energizes us, and carbs have oxygen and glucose, but we're gonna get into that later. So they have oxygen and glucose, and when you don't have enough carbs in your body, you're limiting yourself to your glucose intake, and that makes you feel like, hey, I need some gas, and that's basically your glucose. The carbs are your fuel. So when we eat too low carb intake, we risk the body to oh my god, my notes. So all right, so let's say you're not taking in carbs. That means you're not intaking glucose. So what your body's going to go to is the stored fats that you're doing. So instead of getting you up and added with energy, it's relying on fatty acids for the fuel, which can lead to the state of ketosis. That's also it has to do with keto. So if you're on keto, make sure that you know every level of what are you doing, because you can be depriving yourself from things that are like gasoline to you. We're literally electric inside. We're bodies. We are a vessel. We need to get charged. We need to sleep. You can either do it with sleep, you can do it with the right foods, you could do it with the sun. There's just so many ways that you could charge up. And if you're not doing something else to replace the carbs that are providing your glucose, which is providing your fuel, you know, you're gonna be really tired, very moody. It's about your hormones. You're gonna jack your hormones up a lot, especially in women. So when you go into ketosis, that's when your body breaks down the ketones. I'm not gonna get into keto in details, because I don't think that, in my opinion, I don't think anything I do, I don't label it. So if I'm on a diet, I'm not gonna call it a diet. I'll just do a lifestyle change. If I'm on keto, I'm not gonna call it keto. I'm just gonna do what people on keto do. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't all the way do keto, but I don't have like this really this intake of food where I feel overwhelmed or tired when I finish eating. I think that I do very well in my intake of fatty acids, carbs, and all that other good stuff. So when the ketones is, when your body is on ketosis, it is your liver producing the chemicals which breaks down fatty acids, which make the energy in your body. So bad breath is another situation, honey. Halitosis, yeah, it can happen if you lower your intake on carbs, believe it or not. It's kind of like a certain chemical that you release in the body when the ketosis starts to happen. So when you're getting less intake of glucose from carbs, you start getting that intake from fatty acids, which break down with a different chemical reaction, which calls you to have some stanky halitosis breath. Okay, honey? So it's just, you know, a byproduct of what is happening in your body. It just comes up from the gut up, like how do you say that? Like a gas, kind of like a fume. There you go. So the fumes from your stomach come out your mouth, and it's not cute. Not even brushing your teeth can help this. So please make sure that you kind of like balance out your intake and whatever it is. Let's see. Okay. And there's actually, when you limit yourself to carbs, there's a chemical in us that kind of does the same fuming thing, and it gives your breath kind of a fruity scent. So we have natural, great smelling places. Like our armpits are supposed to smell great. Our vaginas, our genitals, our breath. Everything is supposed to. If everything inside of you is doing well, it's functioning the way it should, then fruity scents should come out. Number 4. This has happened to me when I was still figuring out what lifestyle I wanted to live. And this was the headaches. Now, I naturally get headaches when I don't wear my glasses because I always have my glasses on, and it's just natural for me to like kind of squint when I don't have them on. And when I don't have them on, my head hurts real bad. Like I get these crazy headaches. But a lack of carbs can also trigger low blood sugar, and low blood sugar is connected to headaches. They could strike harder when your intake on carbs is low, and that has happened to me. I'm telling you, I've been in the middle of the summer thinking I'm dying, like something's going on with me, but I'm just so hard-headed and I don't want to go to the hospital. So I figured out that black straight coffee kind of helped my headaches. But don't be me, y'all. If y'all gotta go to the doctor because your head freaking hurts or the hospital, y'all do that, because I'm not gonna be responsible for y'all headaches. Okay, so have a cup of coffee, see if it works. If it doesn't, go to the hospital, or add some carbs into your diet, which can definitely help you with these headaches, because these headaches are different. When your brain notices that there's not enough glucose, which again is the energy formed by the carbs that you're intaking, it goes to go around like your body or anywhere, especially in your head area. People think that carb intakes only affects your gut. You're affecting the whole shenanigans, the whole shebang. That's what you're doing. So when your body notices that, it tries to react to this change by trying to restore your sugar levels, causing a headache. So when you're trying to restore your glucose in another location without your carbs, your body's going to start acting different. It has to really figure out, like, if that's like an animal getting used to another location, from moving to another location. Sometimes it's going to be extremely hard for that animal to there's a word, and it's jacking me up because I want to use it. It's like another word for get used to the environment, but I'm just gonna go over that even though it's pissing me off right now. But whatever, Cindy. So yeah, so when the brain notices that there's not enough glucose to go around in sharing it, it's kind of trying to get used to the change, and it's trying to restore your sugar levels, which causes you a headache. So when your sugar is low, the first sign that you will get are horrible headaches. So when you notice that your blood sugar is low, it's maybe that your carb intake is low. You feel throbbing around this area of the temple, and you can feel either direction, to your left or to your right, or my right and your left, headaches. It's barely on top here, but it's mostly here and towards the temples. Let's wait until this big ass truck goes on by. Bye. So and I'm telling you this firsthand experience. I have kind of experimented a lot with my food intake or how much sugars I can do. And I dead ass mess. I'm like a hamster. I like experimenting on myself. Reason 5, or sign 5. Sign number 5. Sign number 5. Wow, that's a tongue twister. I never thought would be a tongue twister. So, bloating and constipation. So maybe you are changing your lifestyle, and now you're getting these headaches, and now you're getting these stomach pains, and you are constipated now. Something that you never were before. You're bloated. When your body has to accustom itself, that's the word, guys. So when you go watch back there, just remember the word accustom. When your body is trying to accustom itself to your new lifestyle, it starts acting different because now you're doing something that you were never doing before, so you're getting different results. So bloating and constipation can be definitely one thing that happens. I would always feel bloated while I was experimenting and trying to find myself in my food take area. We have some weird customers. Anyway, so carbs are one of the body's main sources of fiber. If you know, fibers are what makes you poopy. Okay, so it's the main sources of fiber. So to think fruit and vegetables and whole grains, that is the carb intake. That is the main source. And because fiber is what keeps number two, pooping. So when you are messing with your carbs, you're messing with the fiber, you're messing with everything in your, stomach area, in your gut area. You're messing with that, and things might not go as smooth as they were. You need fiber in your diet. So if there's any other way that you can find the fiber or probiotic that can kind of restore and get your machinery working for your poops, you have to add that if you're going to eliminate carbs. So for every carb or everything you delete, make sure that you have something replacing it. Okay, so not getting enough carbs or fibers can lead into the bloating, or basically a kind of traffic jam back there where your gut is so full of that at this point this could also make your breath stink. This could also break you out. When you're not regulated in your stomach, our gut is like our second brain. So if those fumes are coming up, you're breaking out, you're getting bloated, your breath doesn't smell that delicious, and it leaves kind of like your track, your poop track, GI track, I think it is. I was reading a whole bunch, and so there's a lot of information inside of me and I just don't even know, and I don't even know if my G track is on point because I'm just so confused right now. I'm kidding. I'm pretty much on track, trust me when I say. That's another video though. I really want to teach you guys if you guys are having bowel movement syndrome, but that's another video. I'm not doing that right now. So a lack of fiber leaves your track kind of how do I say it? Not only does your water intake not intaking that much water, but when you don't have fiber, it's leaving everything kind of like misused and dry. Sorry for the vivid information, but you gotta know, like, these are things that happen inside of us, and if you don't listen to me, your breath gonna stink. So a lack of fiber leaves the tract constricted and unable to perform how it would regularly. When you eat, the food goes down your stomach and it touches your tract, digestive tract. So instead of things flying out, you take a little bit. You have to put your fucking feet on the toilet bowl, the toilet seat. You have to drink more water than you should. Intake your water, but there's just levels of fiber that you have to have so that your track can be on track. Okay, so you need that process so that everything can move smoothly. So what the fuck is that? I think that's a mini bumblebee, mini bee. We're not doing that. Okay. I'm gonna just let it chill because I'm in its habitat and it's not in mine. Okay, so you start feeling cold. You start getting sick. You start feeling cold. So temperature regulation is controlled by the hormones, and our hormones are again controlled by the carbs, which is controlled by that controls the glucose, which controls our energy. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. I had like a time frame from like 7 to 8:30, and I was just intaking all this information. So I'm sorry if I sound like all over the place, but then again, I know I make sense. So, the same spot in the temperature regulation is controlled by the hormones in our hypothalamus. And that hypothalamus is the same spot in the brain that controls our hunger and our peace of mind, the sanity part of everything. It's crazy how we're all connected. Body and mind are all connected. And when people tell you different, you just have to sit there and just realize, like, if I don't eat well, let's say you don't eat well, that'll affect your mood, and your mood will affect your peace, and your peace will affect everything around you. So remember that body and soul are all the same thing. Mind and body, whatever you want it to be, it's the same thing though. So that controls the same thing as our hunger. And when your body's running low on carbs, it could throw these hormones off, like the hormones that control that part of our brain. And I'm gonna say that word is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. Please correct me if I'm wrong down below. And so when your hormones are off, you're gonna call it what's that blood? It's not a disease. You're always cold for some reason. You're gonna claim something. It's like people claiming mental health, and they haven't even helped themselves before they go claim mental health, right? Look for help or something like that. So when this is thrown off, it may make you feel like you can never be warm, like you're always cold. So again, make sure that when you are eliminating certain carbs, you're finding other ways to replace them, because something like your temperature regulation, moving around and making you feel like you're always cold, is just on a different level of you've been eliminating too much and not adding enough, right? Number 7, which makes so much sense now that you're getting headaches, you're bloating, you're feeling cold, your mood is going to be shit-y, okay? When you're always hungry, in need of carbs, and you're filling in your metabolism, or you're filling in your stomach with these empty carbs, which could be chips and ice cream and all that good stuff I told you earlier, those are called empty carbs. If you are filling in your body or not giving your body enough carbs that it needs, you are going to be one pissed Sally. And you know when people say, I'm hangry, no, you just you just ate a whole bunch of fried shit, bullshit, burgers, fries, all that, and now you have empty carbs in you that, you know, potentially you're angry about. Now you're angry, now you're mad. So the brain isn't getting enough glucose, people. I'm going to explain to you what glucose is really quick before we end this video. So, okay. So the hypothalamus, what I was telling you, in the part of the brain that controls your temperatures and all that good stuff, that controls your hunger, also controls your mood. It controls it all. It controls your brain. It controls that system in the part of the body. This keeps producing like the hunger hormone. So again, if you're filling it up with empty carbs, you're always going to feel hungry. So if you ate something in 30 minutes you're hungry, it's because you were full of empty carbs, honey. You got an empty carb soul. So when one hormone is in, so basically your lack of energy is the lack of hormone. 1 second, please. I don't want to be lost. I wrote some dumb shit. Whatever. So being in those moods could just make you lack on everything. You could be angry in the office, you could be angry in school, you could be angry at your friends, your workouts are being half-assed because you're lacking energy, which is your glucose, which comes from your carbs. Are you following me? Because I hope you are. Because when you have less intake of carbs, you have less intake of glucose, which is less energy for you. So you're gonna half-ass everything. You're gonna act like, oh, my brain doesn't work. No, you're having a fog. Your brain doesn't work because it needs more foods with carbs in it. Instead of like feeling refreshed and stuff after your workouts, you'll feel even more exhausted. Like you want to go to sleep right after your workout. When you work out, you're supposed to feel extremely rejuvenated. You're supposed to want to run around. You're supposed to want to do something else and not just go home, take a shower, and go to sleep. I love the feeling of after the gym. It's seriously the only reason I go sometimes, to just get that extra pep in my step. You, in most cases, will even feel ill. You'll feel ill when you are exhausted like this, because when you feel tired, your body acts tired, which makes you do less. So if you're doing less for yourself, you're doing less for your health, which is causing you to get sick. You're doing less for your mental, which is causing you to not do enough for your wealth, which is causing your pockets to lack. Like, everything is connected, people. Please, when you work out, when you do anything, especially workout, make sure that your intake on carbs is a little higher than it would, because you're working out anyway. Why are you trying to be this skinny ass toothpick? Make sure that you don't want to be skinny, you want to be strong. Tato. So the bottom line of carbs is okay. So the bottom line of carbs is, especially the ones with a lot of fiber, which are very important, are, just to balance out your diet and help promote this good bacteria. And that's what fiber is, good bacteria, so that it could keep things running down there in the gut. Okay, as long as your gut is healthy, you will be healthy and you will be happy. If you're experiencing any of these signs that I said, which could be the bad breath, it's bad breath, it is fatigue, headaches, bloating, you're feeling cold, and your mood is just shitty, you keep craving junk foods, honey, and I'm sorry, I think I said 8, but these are 7 ways to tell if your body is lacking some carbs. So if you're experiencing any of these signs or symptoms, just try slowly adding veggies that'll help you, whole grains that'll help you. There's a lot of fruits, and you can even add some pasta in there. I know that we run away from pastas and we run away from rice, but I'm telling you, if you have, let's say, rice once a week, pasta once a week, do not have pasta and, I didn't mean to flip you off, do not have pasta and rice the same week. Pick a week, pick a carb that you want. This week I'm gonna eat rice, next week I'm gonna eat me some chicken Alfredo. In moderation, honey, in moderation. Now, I just wanted to tell you guys about some good carbs that I feel like as though help me in vegetables. Basically, all vegetables are good. Just eat vegetables every day to keep that carb intake kind of flowing, to keep your fibers flowing, to keep your gut flowing. I meant to say metabolism, but I don't know. This gave me more of an extra oomph to life. When it comes to whole fruits, you can eat apples, bananas, strawberry, and etc., things like that. Before you do anything, I'm telling you, make sure that you are looking into, do your own research, go to your doctor, get all that information, and then build a plan around you. Well, you could do lentil, kidney beans, peas. I love me a red bean. You don't have to do that. Love a red bean. I can eat red beans by themselves and some chicken. Nuts are an amazing little snack. Almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, macadamia nuts, peanuts, all the little nuts, that's good for you. Seeds, you could do chia seeds. I do a spoon of chia seeds, not every single day because I don't want to be shitting my pants, but it's really good for you, and I do it in my coffee. A lot of people don't like that, but I don't really eat in the mornings. you can say I skip breakfast a lot of the times in the morning, and I feel great. I don't feel like I'm lacking anything because I am eliminating but replacing with that. So if I'm gonna have some coffee, I'll put some coffee and I'll put chia seeds in it, and one spoonful of brown sugar. With the whole grains, just choose grains that are whole, you know, that'll make you feel full, not necessarily in like the fatty concept of everything, but more in your intake of carbs, so you can get that good glucose, so you can have that energy. With the whole grains, just do oats. You could do brown rice. I don't like brown rice. You could do quinoa. Those are good too if you want. With potatoes, I love me some potatoes and sweet potatoes. I just had potatoes and chicken right now. Like, it's just some amazing things. I do my best to not have, like, I'll have potatoes this week and something else next week. With the sweet potatoes, you can go all out if that's what you're looking to gain a little bit. If you're trying to lose, obviously eliminate or don't eat it at all. So those were good carbs. These are a list of things that I believe are bad carbs for you. So sugary drinks. I do not have juices anymore. If you want to know, for the people that want to know how to trim down, I don't drink juices. I drink everything kind of home made if it is a juice, and I still drink iced tea, but I don't do that every day like I used to. So the Coca-Cola, Pepsi, vitamin water, sugary drinks are literally some of the most unhealthiest things, because you're having a meal and then you're having the sugary drink. If you're having a whole bunch of sugary drink before you have a meal, you feel full. So instead of filling yourself up with the food that is going to give you that energy, that is going to keep that living kind of feel in you, you're filling yourself up with empty carbs, which are the sugary drinks or sodas or anything like that, fruit juices. They are kind of the same hand in hand with the sugar sweetened beverages. So there's sometimes that they're like, oh, 100% real fruit, and then you look in the back and like there's grams and grams of sugar. Make sure that you are reading your labels. It sounds fucking corny, but you know, I didn't learn this till the other day. Like, I've been off of what I've been on like maybe a year and some change, and there's a lot of shit that says fresh this, fresh that, and you look at that label and honey, I can't pronounce the words in that, honey. So I'm just gonna, you just have to be aware if you even care that much. White breads. I love me a tuna melt, but instead of putting your tuna melt on a white piece of toast, just do whole foods, whole breads, whole all that, because these are empty carbs. I hope you can see me well. These are more empty carbs. So these are basically refined carbohydrates. They're really low on essential nutrients, and they're bad for your metabolic health. That's about all the breads. Any breads you could think of that are white, really famous, the Wonder Breads, all those breads. No. Just do whole wheat, whole anything. Literally things that are whole for you to become whole. Pastries, cookies, cakes. I told you, these are high in sugar and they're refined wheat, so you don't want anything pretty much refined. Ice creams. Most ice creams are very high on sugar. Candies and chocolates. If you're going to eat chocolate, choose like a dark chocolate. That's really good for your heart, and it keeps your mental happy. You're like, oh, let me eat chocolate, it's gonna make me happy. Well, not all chocolate does that. It's mostly dark chocolate. So keep an eye on a dark chocolate that you might, I know there's percentages of dark chocolate, so not all of them are gross. I've had some. I was a very skeptical person when it came to dark chocolates, but I did find one that I really love, and I'll put that up somewhere. French fries and potato chips. Okay guys, I could tell you this much, I love French fries. I love French fries so much, with ketchup, with barbecue sauce, with honey mustard, anything. With the chips, I don't do that. Whole potatoes are healthy, but French fries and potato chips are not. So whole potatoes, friendly. French fries, not too much. But again, I'm balancing. Like, let's say I'll eat a medium potato, fried potatoes, French fries. I'll eat those, but I'll make sure I go in as fuck in my gym routine that day, my workout routine that day, and I promise myself, and I do it myself, not to intake anything crazy within that week or month. It sounds very much planned, but it is, and it works. So do what works for you. So your carb intake just depends on numerous factors, such as your age, your gender, if you have any issues, how much physical activity, and the food culture and personal preference. So if you were raised on something, like I know that we were raised off rice and beans and chicken, and sometimes rice and beans and chicken can't be the only thing good for you. So you have to kind of like research and do little experiments on what you like and what you don't like. If you have a lot of weight to lose, or you have a health problem with your metabolism, your intake on carbohydrates could be a little bit more sensitive. So that's something that you go to your doctor, check it out, see what they recommend, and then you go off of that and how you feel. If you're naturally kind of like lean, or you do a lot of physical activity, then you may even function much better with carbs in your diet. So like that's what I was telling you, if you have a lot of carbs that day, you will be fine in the gym. If you have a very hard workout that one day, you are good to eat some good carbs, heavier carbs, especially if you want to, you know, build it up. Different strokes for different folks, people. Okay, so that's about it. So I just want to give you a breakdown on the carbohydrates and why. So let's see. So the main source of carbs and their purpose in our diets is to provide energy. Most carbs get broken down or transformed into glucose, which is what gives us our energy. Carbs can also be turned into fat, stored energy, so for later use. So let's say that you're running really low on carbs, your body is going to automatically go to your stored energy, which is the fat in your body. So if let's say that the fat in your body was a piece of chocolate, your body's going to go back to that if it's low on your carbs. And again, empty carbs. You don't want any empty carbs. Try your best to stay away from any empty carbs, so that your body could actually use some real fats later to keep you energized. Fiber is an exception. It does not provide energy directly, but it does feed the friendly bacteria in the digestive system that keeps us going. They keep that poopy flowing, okay? So these bacteria can be used to produce fatty acids that some of our cells can use as energy. So everything is pretty much energy based. So the more carbohydrates that are good for you, the more glucose, the more energy. Do you feel me? Because there's nothing really hard about this. People are looking at me be crazy. So that is all I got for you. That is all the information I got for you for this for our carbs, for our intake. And don't worry, people, my research papers I always put in a recycling bin for better uses. So rewatch this video, go look up some healthy carbs, go see if you want to lose some weight, lessen them. If you are good and you're active, activate that carb so that you can get that nice fit lean body. Now this is everybody's different. What works for me might work for you. What works for you might not work for me. So go off of how you feel, go off your experiences. If you are into going to the doctor and you really appreciate professionals take on everything, you definitely do that. I'm just here to teach you about what I am interested in, so we can grow together, and just maybe what works for me will work for you. Okay, so again, thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is always so much fun for me. I hope you guys can tell and feel the energy. I have a lot of glucose in me, so there's a lot of energy in this body of mine from really early in the morning. So I hope everyone has an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video for someone that might need it. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and thumbs down if you didn't freaking like it. That's okay with me. I love that. And subscribe to this channel and follow me on all my Instagrams, which are Ruby Stones and Your Life Solutions, for a lot of bit of some fun activities and just updates on every single thing you might be interested in. Thank you so much, guys, and you have an amazing Friday. Bye.